Exactly 60 months ago, thousands and thousands of Kenyans thronged these
very quiet park, and they turned it into a sea of humanity as they came here to endorse a new constitution which they were hoping would change the way they are governed and transform their lifestyle. 5 years down the line, the opinion is highly divided as to whether the new constitution has delivered on its promise.
The Constitution of Kenya offers great hope and promise. It seeks to create a wealthy and prosperous Kenya. When Kenyans overwhelmingly voted for the constitutional order in the year 2010, they hoped that the recurrent cycles of violence, poverty, bad governance, skewed economic policies, imprudent use of natural resources, and perennial famines would cease. The text itself was seen as a magic pill to cure all problems facing Kenya.
We were making a constitution out of our history. We just came out of a very, very difficult 2007-2008 post-election violence. And even at the time when this constitution was being drafted by a committee of experts, we still had our people languishing in IDP camps. And we really needed to give them a hope that even though that did happen, we now have a clear roadmap.
No one saw the high cost of actualizing the document coming. But 5 years down the line, the opinion is highly divided as to whether the cost is worth the returns. The Constitution created 47 county governments headed by governors, senators, members of the National Assembly and county women representatives, not forgetting thousands of members of county assemblies.
It seems when we set up the new constitution, there was no costing. The new constitution has got too many layers of representation. The first one, which is overdone, is the county assemblies.
Whereas previously there were 222 members of parliament, today the number stands at 349 in the National Assembly and 68 in the Senate. The increase in numbers was informed by the need for greater equitable representation for the citizens in general. According to social and policy analyst Jared Okello, the new law created too many positions, some of them that he says were unnecessary.
There are so many commissions that have come with this particular document, but they are only meant to put some integrity in the management of country's affairs. So the alternative, as I say, you lack all these commissions, you have ballooned budgetary allocation that probably 3/4 of it go towards embezzlement.
The number of employees in county assemblies is too high. Those who came from defunct local authorities, those who were devolved from national government, and then they went ahead and employed more people. So what's happening now, the wage bill in some of the county governments takes all the money. There's no money for development.
The new constitution created a number of offices which have been allocated billions of shillings in the current financial year. For example, the judiciary has been assigned 15 billion shillings, while the National Assembly will get 17 billion shillings to cater for the expanded number of officials that includes women representatives and senators. The county government will spend close to 50% of the allocation on salaries and allowances, raising the question whether this is a prudent way of spending taxpayers' money.
You really have to understand that the Pollute Bureau that we have do not address the issues at hand, which ought to reflect the letter and spirit of the new constitutional order.
Other commissions like the Constitution Implementation Commission, Salaries and Remuneration Commission, National Police Service Commission, Commission on Revenue Allocation, National Gender and Equality Commission, among others, have also been allocated close to 10 billion shillings to carry out their mandate, which is more administrative, adding to the already ballooning public wage bill.
What's happening on the ground, which is very sad, the national government has got representation from the PC, who has got a title called county commissioner, and then the deputy commissioner, blah, blah, up to the chief. The governor has got a similar setup. We have got a parallel system. This is the one thing that the national government and county government have to sit and agree what is the level of national government representation.
County governments have budgeted for luxury vehicles, palatial homes for governors, and huge sums for entertainment allowances, plus benefits for members of the county assemblies that are not sanctioned by the Salaries and Remuneration Commission.
The new constitution is not meant to bring money into people's pockets. it still boils down to individuals' efforts. You have countries with bigger economic pies, such as United States of America, where you know people keep up to 3 jobs in order to survive. And they have the best document in the world in terms of constitution. So it's still not about the constitution that brings food on the table. It is about the individual's efforts in order to make a livelihood.
The government has budgeted for increased security personnel for elected officials, escort cars for cabinet secretaries and governors. The constitution has also faced serious criticism, with critics arguing that the document does not bequeath ideas on wealth creation.
I think you're right to say that is where we have put a lot of our concentration, in how best to spread the national cake evenly across regions. But we have not, on the other hand, looked at how best to make that cake.
Okello says that though the implementation of the constitution has proved to be an expensive venture, it is never too late to relook at the document soberly and see where the government can cut its cost and save the country an extra penny.